Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiariri. I strongly believe that to build a very strong, very sustainable, knowledge-based, accountable, transparent economy that supports massive wealth creation with honest enterprise is the only way we can ensure price stability and make Nigeria an economy that is $1 trillion sized in the next 5 years. And how do we do this? We need to do this by fixing institutional, constitutional and physical foundation of Nigeria to support productivity and stop the mass of rent-seeking culture that we have developed and acquired over the last 24 years. I'll give you an example. Today, we've had one of the worst forex volatility in the history of mankind. Over a period of 6 months, Naira lost so much value, over 100%, from 750 to 1,900. Now is back to 1,200. I've never seen an economy where their foreign exchange rates moves upward and downward swing at such level within 1 year. And we know what caused it. Those upward and downward swings are symptomatic manifestations of the deeper root cause that we need to fix. To fix productivity, to make our economy a very productive one, we need to look back at the foundational structures that are militating against honest enterprise, that is fueling rent-seeking and corrupt tendencies within the economy. Between 1960 to 1966, we had a golden era when our economy grew at average rate of about 9% per annum, especially in the old Eastern Nigeria, where we had massive security arrangement and security cover 24/7 in the economy, where we had more non-oil revenue accounting for the major foreign exchange revenue of Nigeria. We had economies of the old Northern Nigeria, old Western Nigeria, old Eastern Nigeria, old Midwestern Nigeria that was robustly run. In fact, we had so much forex stability then that the Nigerian pounds was consistently stable over the first 6 years against the dollar. And it is something we can replicate, but we need to fix the physical foundation. There are various factors of production for those who understand basic economics. Human capital is the most important. Land is very, very important. Machines are very, very important. And then funding, which is also very, very key. We have a global infrastructure development master plan that clearly stated that for us to fix our economy and make it to be among the top 10, top 20 economies of the whole world, we need to consistently attract and invest over $100 billion annually on sustainable basis into Nigeria economy. Non-physical revenues, non-physical capital, foreign direct, foreign diaspora capital inflow. And these things are things we can do. When we're able to produce competitively things we consume here and export more than we import, our Naira will be very stable. Inflation will be greatly reduced to single digit, lower single digit, and we will have a lot of people taken out of poverty. In 1980, we had only 4 million people under poverty. Inflation was not double digit. As at that time, China had 769 million poor people. Today, China had been able to take over 700 million of their citizens out of poverty. And Nigeria had been able to push over 130 million of their citizens into poverty. It's not supposed to be so. We are one country that God has naturally blessed. All we need to do is to fix leadership. And to fix leadership, we need to fix the constitutional, the physical, the socio-economic, the resource control, production and control framework of Nigeria. I give you an example of how we can boost productivity. We can compete against any nation. Mexico is competing maximally against China. In fact, last year, Mexico overtook China as the biggest exporter into the US, $475 billion worth of export. Mexico is not, they are not more righteous than Nigerians. They don't even have more honest people than Nigerians. But they have a government and an economic framework that is built on production. I give you an example. And we need to be very honest about this. We need to put in place the right leadership, the right people. I went to a Bano supermarket to go and buy the bell pepper. I saw a bell pepper, 400 grams, selling for 11,900. Bell pepper is a massive culinary ingredient that is most Nigerians seek for. Bell pepper is imported mostly from Brazil, mostly from South Africa, mostly from other places into that. If you go to most of the high-bro supermarkets across Nigeria, you will see all manner of vegetables, all manner of legumes, all manner of vegetables within those supermarkets. And we know that we can actually competitively produce the bell pepper in Nigeria at very competitively priced level to even crash the prices. And somebody will ask, why would 4 grams of bell pepper be selling for 11,900? It's because of the cost of import and other things. Some of us did not sit down to lament. We decided, we've been in agriculture, we've been involved in agriculture since 2006. We decided to go on a massive, to produce it. It's the same thing, it's greenhouse technology. As I'm talking to you now, what are we doing? We are rolling out a program that will facilitate and help Nigerians set up 18,690 greenhouses across the southeast of Nigeria and other parts of Nigeria where people are interested. In Lagos State alone, we are setting up greenhouses along the Lekki, Ibeju-Lekki axis, where we are acquiring hectares of land to do greenhouses. And we're not only going to be producing some of this at a competitively cheaper price, we are also going to be producing them organically. We're not going to be using synthetic fertilizer like normally other farmers will use. We are going to be using organic fertilizers generated from fish waste from our fish pond and from biodigested animal waste from our sheep and pig dungs that will be biodigested in such a way that will remove the gas, methane gas, separate the methane gas, which we will use to fire our generators, and then we'll get organic fertilizer. Most of our greenhouses is going to be powered using the boreholes in our greenhouses are going to be solar powered in such a way that we will not be subjected to the new tariff of a disco or any of the discos in the east or any part of Nigeria. What is the essence of it? I saw 400 grams of bell pepper at 11,900. The arrangement we have put in place will enable us to produce and sell a kg, to sell 400 grams of the same bell pepper in our farm gates at 800 naira instead of 11,900, and to sell a kg of it for 3,500 instead of multiples of what we saw in the supermarket. And in fact, we are not just going to be producing the bell peppers, we are also creating a digital platform that will link all our farm gates to the consumers and will provide logistic provisioning in such a way that you can stay in the comfort of your home. Click to any of our greenhouses, either in Ibadan, in Lagos, in Oka, in Umuahia North, in Ohafia, in Okwa, in Aba. You click and you make payments online, and we will deliver it from the farm gate, fresh from the farm to your home at a cost that is almost 200% less than what you can get it from any supermarket. The whole plan is to help us create wealth. We are not just looking at the local market. Beyond producing locally, we're also going to be producing enough for export. That market is a $43 billion sized market. China produces about 17 million tons of it. The US import over a $2 billion worth of it, despite the fact that they produce massively in their own economy. Canada imports over $37 million worth of bell pepper. Germany does about $800 million. France, Spain. If you go to any supermarket in Spain, it costs between €2 to €2.50 for 1 kg. Something we can produce here in Nigeria at a cost that is almost half of what they sell in Europe. But we don't see. It's going to be a big expense because we're going to be, for the first time, we're going to be doing it in only world environment, using hydroponic technologies, drip irrigation, using organic fertilizers and all those things that will make it healthy production and healthy consumption. But we know that we can actually be more productive if we can do it in the open field. But we cannot do it in the open field because of the activities of herdsmen who will turn our vegetable farm into further field for their cow. And there is no law in place to ban open grazing or to enforce it. And so for the meantime, we are going to be doing greenhouses in gated environment, which is also going to be a bit expensive. But the other auxiliary cost that we are going to be incorporating, we are going to be in a way that will be very, very competitive. Solar powered boreholes, organic produce fertilizers, organic fertilizers that are going to be derived from the animal waste, from our fish farm, from our pig farm, from our goat farm, biodigested in a very hygienic way, bottled and labeled and sold. From a pig farm of 100 pigs, we can produce as much as 2,000 liters or 2,000 dried organic fertilizer liter kg every day. Use your calculator and press the numbers. But government, these are things we expect governments at the local government level to be championing. We expect the members of National Assembly, rather than padding constituency projects where they want to use 2.5 billion to do 427 boreholes, which is outrageous. 15-20 million we do a borehole that can drip irrigate 20 greenhouses. The amount of money they are looting and stealing, they can actually make it times 3 by actively engaging in productivity. Most of them that even accepted that they received 200 million, 250 million as constituency. If you hand over that 200 million naira to us, we will create massive greenhouses in your constituency that can generate annually over 600 to 1 billion naira annually. We can even sign bonds, give you bank guarantees for it. We will use the 250 million that most of you divert into nothing to create in your constituency ring-fenced greenhouse or other agro projects that can generate nothing less than 600 million to 1 billion naira that will employ at least 20 to 50 youths in your constituency that will even enable you to make the 200 million naira income annually over the next 15 years. But a man who is not creatively thinking would think that life is all about collecting money and putting it in his pocket. Wealth creation involves many people. You can't create wealth without involving other people. The kind of richness we have in Nigeria around us are mostly rich people without enterprise. Honest enterprise is what brings wealth creation. And wealth creation through honest enterprise creates jobs and boosts the economy. I pray that God will open our eyes to see Nigeria is fixable. Nigeria can be fixed. Then we need to fix the fiscal, the constitutional, resource production and control framework of Nigeria. We need to put the right thinking people create. We need to seek help. There is no Pharaoh who seeks for the wise counsel of Joseph that ever gets it wrong. There is no Nebuchadnezzar that seeks for the wise counsel of the Daniels, the Shadrachs, the Meshachs and Abednego that will get it wrong. There is no Ahabs that isolates and abhors and rejects the advice of the Micaiahs and then accept the advice of the 400-line prophet that ever ends well. Michael Okpara today is celebrated globally even after he has far gone. Desambakwe is celebrated. Awolowo is celebrated. Amadebole is celebrated. These guys did not steal billions. They didn't even loot. But these guys surrounded themselves with wise people and they created legacy. Michael Okpara in 6 years built 214-kilometer industrial belt. He engaged some of the best American consultants, the Littleton Group, and they gave him a framework which he followed to the letter. In 6 years, what Michael Okpara had done in 6 years is bigger than what all the 5 southeastern state governors have done in 24 years under democracy, Fourth Republic. Can't we think? God have mercy on us. Guy.